Welcome back. This deck is called Game of Chance, aka Gamble Control. It can be regarded as an update on my first deck profile posted on this channel, Time Wizard. Link in the video description. This deck can be compartmentalized into three parts. First part revolving around coin tosses with the second coin toss as the centerpiece. The second part lays focus on dice rolls, and the third part comprises staple cards. The coin toss part consists of in total 13 cards. The MVP of this part has to be the permanent spell Second Coin Toss. With it, we can negate an effect including a coin toss and redo the coin toss. This effect is once per turn. Our iconic coin toss star is Time Wizard. With him, if we call a coin toss correctly, we get to regularly nuke the opponent's monster lineup. If we call it wrong, our own monster lineup on the field gets destroyed, and in addition to that, we take damage to our life points equal to half the sum of the total attack of the destroyed monsters. With second coin toss active, we only have a 25% chance of failure instead of the usual 50-50 chance, so we are rather likely to get a result in our favor. The next monster is Sasuke Samurai number 4. With him, whenever he battles an opposing monster, we get to destroy that monster without applying damage calculation. Obviously, for his effect to trigger, we need to call a coin toss correctly. Blowback Dragon is the only tribute requiring monster in this deck. With him, we get to toss a coin 3 times. If we get at least 2 times the result heads, we may destroy one card on the opponent's side of the field, our choice. The most viable trap card involving a coin toss is Fairy Box. Every time an opposing monster declares an attack, we can call a coin toss. If we call correctly, the attacking monster's attack becomes 0 during the battle phase. If we call it wrong, the attack comes through. In both cases, the damage calculation is applied as usual. Fairy Box's only detrimental effect is that for it to stay on board, we have to pay 500 life points during each of our snapper phases. Fairy Box affects stacks, meaning if we have multiple copies of it on board, we can call 2 or even 3 coin tosses, and only one of them has to turn out in our favor. Moreover, with second coin toss, we increase our betting odds even further, so that the opponent is rather lackluster to declare an attack at all. Now onto the second part of this Gamble Control deck, the die roll theme part. Second coin toss die roll counterpart is, compared to second coin toss, very underwhelming, as it is a normal trap card named Dice Reroll. That lets us negate the dice roll involving effects and reroll it, only once though, and not over and over again, as is the case for second coin toss. Since it is a trap, we can't use it right away, but have to set it and wait a turn in order to activate it. One of the lesser known jar monsters is Dice Jar. Its flip effect makes both players roll a die. The player with a higher result wins, and the loser takes life points damage amounting to 500 points, time the die result of the winner, except if the winner rolls a 6. In this case, the loser takes staggering 6,000 points of damage to his life points. If the results are the same, both players roll once more. For this gambling card, we should retain at least one copy of Dice Reroll, so the effect is rather unlikely to backfire on us. During our main phase, Roulette Barrel lets us roll a die twice, and we get to destroy one face-up monster with a level equal to one of the results, our choice. Shadowknight Archfiend, aside from showcasing a monstrous attack value of 2000 points, has built-in protection from hostile effects that targets. If we roll the number 3, we get to negate the effect and destroy that card that aimed at targeting our Archfiend. Now onto the third part of this deck. The Light Recruiter, Shining Angel, can access us primarily Time Wizard or Roulette Barrel upon battle destruction, when Shining Angel hits the grave. Breaker is an additional dark monster with a resourceful mystical space Typhoon-like effect. Sangan and Cyberjar raise the dark monster count even further, which allows us to include one almighty Plagueluster Soldier envoy of the beginning. One Nobleman of Crossout, one Premature Burial, one Snatch Steal, one Mystical Space Typhoon, one Heavy Storm, the Trinity, Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, and Delinquent Duo, Court of the Haunted, Ring of Destruction, and Mirror Force round off this deck profile. That's it for this deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, your Retro Expert, signing out.